everybody, I'm Craig from Bonsai Rides, and today we're going to take a look at a 1991 Nissan Figaro that I imported for a client this year. It's a rust-free car, mechanically sound with 60,000 kilometers, but in need of a detail at the time of filming. For this video I want to try and put my finger on a couple of things that make this tiny turbo car special, and explore why it is one of the fastest appreciating 90s JDMs on the market today. In the late 80s and early 90s, Nissan launched a whole string of throwback retro cars in collaboration with the Pike factory. There was the B1, the S Cargo, the Peo, and finally the Figaro. These were not performance-oriented cars, rather they were intended as tributes or offerings to the car gods, with planned low production and obscure marketing. Okay, so here they are introducing the Figaro. Now I'm confused. Initially, Nissan had intended to produce 8,000 Figaro units at the Pike factory. Demand was so great that they did another run of 12,000, and you had to be entered into a lottery to buy one. The Figaro has always been in short supply. The Figaro was introduced under the tagline Back to the Future, and supposedly paid tribute to the Datsun Roadster. To each their own, but I see German stuff in here like the Porsche Speedster and the VW Carmen Ghia. For 1991 it was relatively futuristic, sold with power windows, air conditioning, and specially designed Clarion stereo head unit with CD and tape deck. Regardless of what the initial inspiration was, the resulting Figaro was an eclectic mix of history, geography, and ideas. You have a namesake borrowed from an Italian play by a German composer. Pike used the fleur-de-lis as the car's emblem and recurring motif. The fleur-de-lis has been a symbol of identity for European monarchies as well as French-Canadian identity. This shape is repeated throughout the car in seat leather pleats, switches, door handles, and trim bezels. What you are left with is a car that stands out of time. Generally speaking, this car gets smiles from everybody and begs the question, how old is that? The culmination of obscure design, lines that are out of place on a 90s car, and self-reflexive marketing rather than advertising has led to a car that 25 years on has a growing cult following and is in increasingly short supply. I would describe the Figaro as camp. This is a car that would be as at home at a vintage car show as it would be on the set of Adam West's Batman. In fact, it's the camp factor that makes this car so much fun.
Holy ashtray!
A Figaro! At a time when Nissan was doing miraculous things with engineering and turbos, they fitted the Figaro with a 78 horsepower MA10 ET 998cc turbo from a micro platform, which will let you keep up with traffic. But try getting into one of these cars and not getting a kick out of the commitment to detail. It stands alone. It's a combination of classic, young-timer, and JDM reliability hiding under the skin of something that makes you want to smile. And every year, it gets more expensive. This is still a car that puts a smile on my face. From a practical perspective, kid seats and luggage are out of the question, but it will chauffeur a cross-dressing dummy around with class.
Where the people are staring at us, you know that?
So guys, I hope you liked the video. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe and check out some of the other videos I have. And if you're interested in importing your own JDM, you can visit my website bonsairides.com and get in touch.